Good day and warm welcome to this Power Boost meditation. My name is Judi, and I am delighted to be here with you today. And we're going to explore a topic that I think is relevant, especially now, but anytime, and something that we want to ideally develop over a period of time. So, not just in seated moments like this, or not just once, but seeing if I can practice this over and over again. Sometimes it reminds me a little bit of the tennis player who's kind of ready in that ready position as they're preparing to receive whatever their opponent throws over the net. And what they're doing is making sure that their response is ready, that their core is on, because who knows what's going to come flying at them. And it's this idea of anchoring. We very often are relying on the outer world to be a certain way, to unfold a certain way so that we feel okay, safe, secure, grounded. But things, I think, less and less are unfolding as we had hoped or predicted or planned. So we're going to have to develop a different foundation, a different anchor, if you will, to keep us stable if there's instability around us, so we can respond from that stable place. So, developing an inner anchor. Some call it inner stability, but for some reason, it always feels like anchoring for me that, the boat's anchored, it can sort of float around, but it still is grounded in something solid. So that inner anchor, finding that solid ground inside that I can go to, set myself, and feel very safe and secure whatever is going on around me. For that, we'll begin as we usually do, checking that we're seated comfortably. And because this is a practical aspect, you may really want to try it with the eyes open in a natural way so it can translate into day to day life. Feel free to take a breath or two just to help the body really settle into the space, comfortable but engaged. Taking that breath in. And then an even slower release of the air from the lungs. It always has that magical effect of slowing things down inside. And again, another breath in and slowly releasing the air again, helping to dissolve any hidden tension in the body. And maybe even helping the mind to come more and more into the present moment. Shifting my focus from observing the breath of the body to observing the activity in my inner world, that powerful space behind the forehead of thoughts and feelings, attitudes, perspectives, memories. I am the observer of the activity in my inner world, as if walking through a landscape and noticing the trends and patterns, the general activity that happens inside. What types of thoughts do I have? Memories do I hold? that profound connection between thoughts and feelings, and then from feelings to response or reaction. I notice that my inner world can be quite reactive. Something happens outside or even inside, and it leads in a split second to a chain reaction of thoughts, feelings, and more activity. My inner world is powerful, but sometimes quite unpredictable. I begin to seek out solid ground in my inner world, moving by instinct deeper and deeper, more and more into the very center of my inner world. It's like traveling deep into the jungle, observing the thoughts and associated feelings as I move through the landscape, but fixed on my destination. And as I move along, I notice there's a change in the quality of activity. There's less activity, as if I'm coming closer and closer to sacred ground. Less and less worldly thoughts, less and less speed or racing of the mind, only the necessary, the essential, essential, as I move closer and closer to the center of my inner world, until I arrive at a very powerful clearing, that solid ground, sacred ground. There's almost no sense of time. There isn't that speed or racing of the mind at all. It's a refreshing place for my mind to be. There is so much that's faded into the background. No worldly thoughts at all. No thoughts about roles or responsibilities, not even relationships or unresolved issues. Those all seem to be far in the background. I am in awe of how quiet, calm, and serene this space is in the center of my inner world, making me wonder, what are all those other thoughts about? So many unnecessary thoughts during the day. I allow my attention, my awareness, my sense of self to be seated in this quiet space inside this solid ground. And I begin to feel just one thing very close to the self, an experience I may not have very much, if at all, in the course of the day, when I become so wrapped up in activity and the scenes and situations around me. None of that is experienced here. I feel very close to the self, a very unique experience of the self, not really physical, not really defined by anything external. It's like I feel close to what is real at the heart of the self, very peaceful, as if I've just become this being of peace. That's all. Experiencing my nature as very calm. This deep capacity within the self, this reservoir of peace within has just been opened. Peace filling the space of the mind, filling the chambers of the heart. It's all I feel. And somehow that makes me feel very real and grounded. And the feeling that this capacity is always there, perhaps often untapped. The key to unlock it is simple, exactly what I've just done, focusing inwards, traveling inwards beyond all that is temporary, external, going deep inside to sacred ground, solid ground, timeless space, where this reservoir of peace resides constantly. And the moment I touch that capacity, the thoughts that flood into my mind, all will be well. Whatever is happening, it's okay. All will be well. And it has nothing to do with outcomes or things going the way I want. It has everything to do with experiencing whatever happens. This sense of peace inside is always there. This inner anchor, solid ground, consistently enables me to feel all will be well. I will travel through knowing there's this sense, this deep capacity for peace within. calm, clear, consistent reservoir of peace within, my anchor. Om Shanti.